Tyree Cleveland! Oh, my! I can't believe what I just saw! The Gators have won the ball game on a bomb thrown by Felipe Franks, and this place is an insane asylum again! Oh, my!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
You made it to the second half of the season. You've got a little fire going with this football team. 2 wins through 5 games. How big can this fire get in the back half? Can you turn it into a big old fire, big old bonfire? I know a lot of people are excited about this football team based on 5 games, but how much more excited can you get? Well, it starts with Tennessee here on Saturday night. This is a winnable football game. You know that. I know that. Tommy knows that. Clay knows that. Jenkins knows that. Can you get it done on Saturday night? That's what we're going to be talking about all morning here on the Morning Rush. We're going to have former Tennessee quarterback Eric Ainge, host of the Eric Ainge Show in Knoxville. He's going to join us at 7:15 this morning, get some insight from him. But I know a lot of you are feeling good about Saturday night, and you should. This game's going to be exciting. It's a football Friday here on the Morning Rush, and I know that's going to be the center point of our conversation. There's some basketball news we're going to get to with the non-conference schedule release, but the majority of our conversation today is going to be predicated on this Razorback football team, the Tennessee game, and how the outlook looks the rest of the way. Because it looks pretty good, let's be honest.
And you got to, we were talking before the show about, everybody's talking about pathways to numbers. The pathway to 5 wins. The pathway to 5 wins includes a win over Tennessee.
Correct.
I mean, the pathway to 5 wins this morning is Tennessee, LSU, Missouri. And to me, it's about winning against Tennessee. No one expects you to go to Florida right now today, and by God, you got to go to Florida and win. But here's why this is important, because you do play Florida. You lost to A&M. You need to beat Tennessee, because if not, Ty, you could easily be facing 3 losses in a row before you know what's happened here. And that kind of gives us all the shivers a little bit, because we've seen a lot of 3-game losing streaks. We're used to it. It's nothing we haven't faced before, but we'd like to think a lot of those things are behind us. Winning this would certainly stave that off.
Alex texted in, he says, that was a great call to start the show off with. If you're unfamiliar with the call that I played, that was Mick Hubert, who is the play-by-play guy for the Florida Gators. 2018 Florida-Tennessee tie ball game. Felipe Franks throws a 50-plus yard bomb to Tyree Cleveland and ends that game. Guys, Felipe's 2-0 against the Tennessee Volunteers. We were talking about Kellen Mond last week, 3-0 against the Razorbacks, finished his career 4-0 with the win last week. This is still a rivalry game for Felipe. He wants to win this football game. He wants to potentially end his career 3-0 against the Tennessee Volunteers. And this is a game, like Tommy mentioned, if you're going to get to 3 wins the back half of the season, if you're going to be tied 5-5 with wins and losses by the season's end, you got to win on Saturday night.
And let's just set aside the 5 wins. Let's not get ahead of ourselves on that for a moment. Let's just think about avoiding 3 losses in a row, because there's nothing certain. In fact, would you say it's likely you go to Florida and lose? You'd have to.
I've been pumping that for a while.
I mean, so you want to avoid losing 3 games in a row, obviously. I mean, that's
correct.
The obvious statement of the morning. So that's why breaking any possibility of that Saturday's to be paramount, just because you don't want a loss of confidence. You don't want self-doubt creeping in. You don't want the battle for your coaches to become more steep and uphill, trying to keep their team holding the rope, pulling the rope the same direction. I'm not saying that this team would let go of the rope. It just makes the battle for the coaches to keep it in the right direction, that much more difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. And when you think about the task that they'd face next week on the road against Kyle Trask and the Florida Gators, we also have to factor in Florida's game against Georgia this week, how important that is for the rest of their schedule, the impact of possibly a loss or a win there. I mean, there's so many factors that tie in. I'm just happy. Yesterday was American Football Day here. I'm just happy that we're to this point in the season that we're still playing college football. I know it was a little scary for a sec that we didn't think we were going to play at all, but we are getting to watch the Arkansas Razorbacks deliver in front of our eyes under Sam Pittman. They did it in the first half. What can you do in the second half of the season? What should the expectations be? Should it be 1 win? Should it be 2 wins? Should it be 3 wins? Where do you set as far as, hey, I think this outdoes expectation. No, this number outdoes expectation. In my opinion, I think it would be disappointing if they won 0 games or 1 game. I think it's a little disappointing. I think it's right there at 2 wins. That's pretty consensus. That's pretty much what people think is going to happen. 3 wins, that would be outdoing expectations for this football team. Don't even get me started on 4 wins.
Very few people had 5 wins to start the season. A few more, but not a whole lot, had 4 wins out of 10 to begin the season. Now, I understand we've all recalibrated our expectations. We realize this team is far more competitive than what we thought going into the year, so we have the right to expect more as we got more. But I think
recalibrate a little bit.
Yeah, recalibrate because we've realized we're dealing with something a little bit different. But as far as preseason expectations, I think they've met most people's preseason expectations at this point. Maybe another win meets the vast majority of it, but very few people expected more than 3 wins going into the season.
As far as the guests we've had on this program, the only one that comes to mind that said 4 or 5 wins is Burt Good. I have pretty good recall when it comes to stuff like this. The only guest that I can remember that said Arkansas is going to win 4 to 5 games is Burt Good, because I had 1, you had 2, I think Clay had 3. I got to double check with him on that, but there was not the ceiling that a lot of us had was not what it could be to this point. Now, they could end up with 2 wins at the end of the season. We're having a completely different conversation. Do I think that's going to happen based on how this team's playing, based on how they've responded after losses? Absolutely not. I think this team is going to be able to shake out another win or 2 this season. If they can get 3, it's going to be a fantastic radio show these next couple months. It all comes down to, again, them responding. Tommy, you've mentioned loss, win, loss, win.
Mm-hmm.
Loss.
Yeah.
Now you got to get that go back to winning again.
Keep the pattern going.
And again, Alabama's not coming into town this weekend. Clemson, Ohio State, they're not coming into town. It's Tennessee. It's Jaron Cantatino or whatever our caller said yesterday, who's a Tennessee fan. It's
Garantino's no win.
Garantino's a loss. I mean, that's what a Tennessee radio or a Tennessee Volunteers fan called into this radio program earlier this week and said about his own quarterback. And I asked Sam last night, I was like, Coach, you think you see Harrison Bailey at all? It's like, no. And he went into this, Garantano started 39 games, good quarterback, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of uppress right now with Tennessee fans based on his production at the quarterback position. You're not playing against Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence on Saturday night. You're playing against Jared Garantano. There's a big difference, y'all.
Yeah. All right, we're just getting started on a Friday. Clay Henry hops in an hour or so we'll get to a lot of things throughout the morning. We're brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is the number. They're celebrating 25 years in business this month at World of Wireless. They have a new location right at the light next door to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling. Here's their 25-year anniversary special. You get a free Google Hub to help automate everything in your home. It'll also work with your Hopper system. And also a $100 Visa gift card you can use any way you want when you sign up for the Hopper system right now with World of Wireless. That's 877-305-DISH. 877-305-3474, celebrating 25 years at World of Wireless.
It is also basketball day today, and Arkansas finally released the non-conference schedule. Props to Anthony Ruda for getting that out there. We will have that conversation next, what that looks like, and then get a lot more football stuff we got to get into. Clay Henry, publisher of Hogs Illustrated, coming up at 7. Let's go.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and GMC Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get 0 for 84 months on the hottest selling Buick model, the Buick Encore, or 0 for 84 on the Buick Enclave, loaded with luxury and third row seating. 0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Craving prime rib this morning? Hardee's introduces the new prime rib and fried egg biscuit. We took tender prime rib and put it on a fluffy made-from-scratch biscuit. Yeah, that's right. We made prime rib for breakfast. Premium, juicy, sliced prime rib for breakfast. And then we topped it with a freshly cracked fried egg and melted Swiss. Why? We knew you needed it, that's why. The new prime rib and fried egg biscuit from Hardee's. Feed your happy. Available for limited time during breakfast hours at participating restaurants. Price and participation may vary.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Evans Body Shop wants you to know that we are here for you. During this uncertain time, let us take the wheel and get your car repaired so you are ready to roll when the time comes. We offer pickup and delivery and will sanitize your vehicle during your complimentary detail that is done with all repairs. Don't want to get out at all? We have you covered. We offer a mobile estimating tool that allows you to take a few pictures and we will email or text your estimate directly to you. Check out our website or Facebook for more details.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Here's a big hole. And Andre is at midfield at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Mudway Hill.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text The Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Tommy got a great message from Justin on YouTube. He just says, I got to get this off my chest. I hate Tennessee football.
Well, I get it. I mean, I don't know how much you were a kid when they were playing Tennessee regularly every year. And for a lot of those years, Tennessee football was really, really good in the 90s and the early 2000s. And that was, you hated burnt orange, then you came in the league and you had whatever shade of orange that volunteer orange is. So, yeah, I get it, Justin. I get it. So we've hated orange, of different variations of orange, different Pantone colors of orange for a long time in this state.
For quite some time, yeah. And I know that a lot of this hatred stems from what happened in 1998. Even though you were able to get some of that back in 99, it just wasn't the same. There's a deep-rooted hate for a lot of these SEC teams. I know we talked about the rivalry within the Ole Miss game, the rivalry within LSU. We always talk about Texas. There's not a lot of love between SEC schools at all.
You haven't done particularly well against Tennessee historically. Done better against Tennessee than you have Florida, and you play the powers of the SEC Eastern Division in the 90s and the early 2000s. These were the guys that, not just the Eastern Division, they ruled the conference for years. And till Nick Saban showed up and shifted the power in the late 2010s or 2000s decade, if you will. 06 is when we know, or 07 is when he showed up, and it started changing the following year. Tennessee and Florida were it. Florida or Georgia would kind of have something to say in the Western Division was an afterthought. So, yeah, I mean, you got a chance to do some damage against the guys that kind of ruled the roost for the first 15 or so years you were in the league these next 2 weeks. So, and you haven't had much success at all against Florida, particularly down there. You've only beaten them, 3 times in program history, I believe it is. Beat him in the Blue Bonnet Bowl. Maybe it's twice. I don't know. He hadn't beaten Florida very many times at all. I've had a little better luck against Tennessee. Hey, we're brought to you by Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm, processor, and seed labeler located in Central Arkansas. They implement an extraction process that creates a pure, full-spectrum product, and they carry these in their location in Hot Springs Village and then 200 different locations around the state. In fact, they verify all their products with lab testing. You can see the results at their website, WashitaFarms.com. They do everything in small batches, so that means the quality of their product is there, and that's where you can verify the results of what you are buying. Visit WashitaFarms.com. You can read the full menu. Gift cards are available as well. If you've been thinking about CBD products, it helps with stress, anxiety, muscle pain, better night's sleep, so many great uses. I guarantee if you ask in your friends' circle, your circles at work, I bet you'd find CBD oil, CBD products are more common than you might think if you're trying to read up and study up on this. Stop in and see their tasting room, find out about their products at 3958 Highway 7 North in Hot Springs Village. Use the code WPS at WPS15 at checkout at their website for a great discount right here from the Morning Rush. That's WPS15 when you're checking out online at WashitaFarms.com. That's WashitaFarms.com.
Shannon Alma texts in. He says, win or lose, we're still talking about hog football again, and it's exciting. The last time this year we were talking about Muss and the basketball team in football was an afterthought. Well, Shane, we will get back to the football conversation, but I do want to touch on the non-conference schedule that was released by the Arkansas basketball team yesterday. This includes Mississippi Valley State, North Texas, UT Arlington, Lipscomb, Tulsa, you're going to Tulsa, Central Arkansas, Oral Roberts, Abilene Christian, and at Oklahoma State to round out for the SEC Big 12 Challenge. So some good names on here. Lipscomb always has a pretty good, strong program when it comes to their college basketball team. I'm excited to see this. We are 19 days out from the start of Arkansas basketball. Again, the red-white game will be broadcasted live on ESPN Plus next Thursday. So for all you Arkansas basketball fans out there and they're excited about Eric Musselman and this team, get ready because it's about to kick into gear.
What I see is a lot of regional scheduling here. Mississippi Valley State, fairly close in your region of the country. North Texas, UT Arlington. Where is Lipscomb at?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. So 9 hours from Tulsa's obviously. You're making the trip to Tulsa, not very far. Central Arkansas, Oral Roberts, and Tulsa as well. Abilene, you're not playing anyone out of your time zone more or less. And then Oklahoma State will be at the end of January. So those games, all regional, very minimal travel, probably low guarantees because you're not going to have the money to pay guarantees. Interesting that you're going to Tulsa. I think that may have been a trip you still owed previously, but not sure about the details on that. But regional scheduling, no real headline names other than that Big 12 Challenge. But this is probably what you're going to see around a lot of college basketball this year.
It's going to be weird. And the report was from John Rothstein that the SEC schedule is going to come out today. So we're hoping to get a full schedule for the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball team as of today. You'll probably hear it on halftime or Ruskin and Zach when that actually comes out. But really excited about that. And the matchup I'm excited about on this list, you mentioned not many headliners, and that's correct. But you do have one headliner with Cade Cunningham, who's the number one player in this past basketball recruiting class. He is taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks as an Oklahoma State Cowboy, and him and Moses were teammates at Montverde Academy, the best high school team in the past decade, and it's going to be really fun to watch those two go head-to-head in probably one of the better matchups in the college basketball season when high school teammates face off against each other.
Yeah, and that's a well-done conference challenge series. And the reason I think we all appreciate it more is because it is at the end of January. It's not lost and bogged down in the middle of November, December, where people's attentions traditionally are still on college or pro football or NFL games. It gets out of the clutter, and you pause conference play, and it gets on a Saturday. It gets good television attention. It gets good fan attention. It's well done by both of these leagues where they place this, and that game date is January the 30th. It's a Saturday game with a trip to Stillwater this year. So I don't know how many is going to be let in. I don't think a lot will change as far as protocols and COVID and all that by the end of January. I sure hope I'm wrong on that.
I hope you're wrong,
that's
too.
a great venue to go watch a game. I've been in that venue many times for some basketball camps. Never watched a game there in person, but you can just see and feel the energy at Gallagher-Iba when you watch one on TV.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch Arkansas get smoked a few years back. I think it was 2017. It is a fun place to watch basketball game. You almost feel like you're sitting on top of the court.
It's very steep, almost straight up with the way they did the addition 15 or 20 years ago.
I'm hoping we can make it to Stillwater, but we will see on that note. So
should be fun, but I'm not very hopeful about our ability to attend. Hey, we announced a new winner yesterday in the Hardee's Lunch Bunch. We do it every Thursday on halftime. If you haven't signed up yet for you in your office, go to hitthatline.com. You can register once a day, every day, and get in on your chance to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch. Lunch for you and up to 15 of your coworkers from Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Just, again, go to hitthatline.com, click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch tab, give us your information, and you will be entered for the drawing. We'll do that every Thursday during halftime.
Taking your calls and text next, 877-377-6963. Felipe Franks trying to go 3-0 against the Vols.
This is Tony Bua, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead Go-Karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Frank Rowe Furniture 6-day only sale, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa in love with powered recliners and headrests, regular $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture are on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
And help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Wrath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough, so if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Wrath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, wrathauto.com.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Green RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Green RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Green RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breeden RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Jeremy Davis has missed one today. Jacob Skinner will hold it. The kick is up. Arkansas wins.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
So Chuck Barrett, the voice of Razorback football and basketball, did a really genuine thing on Saturday night in Kyle Field. We'll get to that as well. Some other quick hitty headlines coming up here on the Morning Rush.
Hey, we're brought to you by our friends over at Standard Materials Group. They have immediate openings right now. If you're looking for a new opportunity, maybe a new line of work or same line of work, just different company, they have openings right now for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and you want to be home at nights, you want to work with a company that offers great pay, great benefits, a great team environment with growth opportunities, you might want to listen up because you can apply right now at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is a great company. They employ individuals who are interested in similar career paths. They welcome minorities and females to apply for these openings as well. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Before we do that, I want to go to the phone lines and welcome in Danny, who is in Russellville, home of the Cyclones. Danny, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Good morning, guys. Boy, I'd like to hear Chuck say touchdown Arkansas 5 or 6 times Saturday. That would be good.
Yes, sir.
Don't you feel like the offense has gotten better as the year went along, it appears? This last game we were pretty good, even though we stopped ourselves a couple times in the red zone. But the most, we talked about A&M scoring, 6 straight touchdowns? Was that correct?
6 straight possessions, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that's very disappointing. But I looked at the game, I watched it again, and if our linebackers were just 2 yards deeper on some of those throws, we were just like fingertips away from maybe getting interceptions. So it's a game of inches, I guess. But we may have lost to the 3 best teams in the SEC, wouldn't you say?
Georgia, Texas A&M. We hadn't played Alabama yet, so I think they have something to say about that.
But I mean,
definitely up there with Georgia, Texas A&M.
Auburn's not one of the 3 best teams. So
no, but A&M did beat Florida, so they must be pretty good. And I don't know. I think we need to win this game because if all we do is beat Ole Miss, Mississippi State, they're going to say we're improved, but they say Mississippi State's terrible and Ole Miss is so-so. So I think it's an important game for Arkansas to keep the program moving forward. Wouldn't you agree?
You need to step the quality of your wins up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, how many people are going to be allowed in Bud Walton?
4,000 or so.
So that's just your season ticket holders?
Well, that's going to include students. I'm sure part of that allocation will be parents, visiting players' parents, and then season ticket holders, suite holders. It's a pretty small number.
So if you're not a season ticket holder, you're not going to get in.
I would say if you don't have, exactly. There's not going to be single game.
Well, I'm
ticket
still
sales.
looking forward to it. They're on television, guys. But you have a good day, and thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Danny, we appreciate it. And again, I've mentioned this several times. There's no fun time for a COVID-related part of your life, but this is not the year you want Arkansas basketball to be limited on the number of fans that can be attending this year. So I'm really excited about this basketball team. Again, the red-white game. There's going to be a dunk contest, various other things. Next Thursday, they're going to broadcast it on ESPN Plus for those who have that subscription. I'm really excited to talk about that and get into that. And then November 25th will be the first game of the Arkansas basketball schedule this season.
According to my credit card statement, we now have Disney Plus at the house, so I think I have it now.
I
think my wife has signed up for something. So
there you go.
Something my kids probably wanted, so I think I have it now.
We have every streaming service known to man in our house.
I signed up for Peacock the other day, at least temporarily, because I wanted to watch Yellowstone Season 1 and 2, so you got to go to Peacock to get that. So
it's all over the place. A lot of streaming services out there as far as that goes.
So, yeah, I think we've got them. I think we got the bingo card of streaming services at our house.
There you go. There you go.
And don't watch any of them enough to justify it.
Paying for them, yeah. All right, I want to get into this Chuck Barrett clip real quick as far as the Quick Hitty headlines goes. Here is what he did last Saturday night in Kyle Field for a special couple.
I'm calling you today. One, I'm going to tell you the Hawks are going to come back and win. Get a little tour of our radio booth right here. This is Lee Francis, Matt Zimmerman waving. Quinn Grove's right back there. Hi. By the way, you're having a baby girl.
What just happened?
Now, I just saw this last night, but I think that Chuck did that during halftime. So I think that was pretty cool for Chuck to be able to do that. But this begs the question, and many of you would probably say, Chuck Barrett, if you were in the midst of a baby reveal and you didn't know what your kid, if it was going to be a boy or a girl, if you could have anyone in the world to FaceTime you and tell you who that is, who would that be?
Anybody.
Now, I'm far off from having kids. I do have a couple of friends that have gone through the process, a couple of friends that are going through the process right now. They don't know if it's a boy. They don't know if it's a girl. But I was thinking about this last night as we listened and watched Chuck do that FaceTime call for that really happy Razorback family. Who would it be? 877-377-6963. We'll get into that conversation coming up here on the Morning Rush, but I just thought that would be a good question to ask.
I saw that on Facebook a few days ago. That was pretty good. You know, gender reveals, it seems like it's a one-up deal now. Now you got to, yours has to be better than the next one because it's going on social media, and we've seen so many ways of people doing it. That was a pretty good one there that Chuck pulled on Saturday at A&M. So who would you want? Obviously, you're looking for someone you admire, one of your heroes. Would it be one of your sports heroes? Like, for me, would it be a Tiger Woods? For a lot of you out there, would it be a Tom Brady? Would you want Eric Musselman or Sam Pittman maybe to be the one to call you and tell you boy or girl? That'd be pretty awesome.
You can pay for that service on like a Cameo or something. So again, we'll get in this conversation coming up, 877-377-6963.
Might be a music act, music artist or star that think about that. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, and also we will get into Sam Music's music interest as of this week. We were talking about basketball a little bit with Danny. The SEC is expected to release its conference schedule today. That according to John Rothstein, so you should get a full schedule from the Arkansas Razorbacks. The only bad thing about this is you're probably not going to get to play Kentucky at home this season. I would venture to say that is probably not going to happen. You played them in in Bud Walton this past season. You're probably not going to get to play them there, and that is a game that you absolutely want to play back at home, but it doesn't look like you're going to get it this year.
Well, I mean, that's not a game you traditionally play home and home every year, so you're counting on the idea that they play them twice because you're not going to get them here and not go there.
Correct.
Because the league's not going to – the league's not going to give you the long end of the stick when it comes to scheduling on anything because it doesn't seem to ever work out that way. So I fully expect a trip to Lexington this year, play at Rupp because that's just based on what happened last year. So we know that there's going to be 9 conference games at home, or that's what's scheduled, 9 on the road, and there's a rotation that I've still yet to really fully figure out on who you play twice every year because it rotates.
Yeah. Sam Pittman had another press conference yesterday, and one of the things he mentioned that I thought was curious with DeMonte Spivey entering the transfer portal, he said that Traylon Burks might pay some running back if the depth gets as bad as it could. Like if you had a Rakeem Boyd go out, if a Traylon Smith went out, that would be something that they would probably do if it came down to that.
An apocalyptic situation in the backfield where both Boyd and Smith went down. Yeah, they limit your options, doesn't it, right now? So
Don't have a lot back there. You got Dominique Johnson, who's a true freshman. You lost Oglesby, I think, for the year, so there's not a lot of running back depth as it concerns right now.
You know what you do? You call a lot of passing plays. That's what you're going to do if you have to do that.
Mason Jones has had pretty stellar performances in his NBA Combine workouts. He led the entire group down there in free throw percentage. Let me rephrase that. He dominated the free throw contest that had every NBA player or every player that's trying to make it to the next level that was at the Combine hit 98 of 100 free throws. Also did pretty well in the spot up threes contest where he was third. Mason Jones is showing out. He's lost a ton of weight. He's put on good weight. You look at just
lost more weight?
Yeah, on top of it. But it's put on good weight. He's just done a fantastic job of getting his body in shape, and you can tell he's not just steadily improving. I mean, his vertical jump went from 26 to 36. If I remember that. That's what Eric Musselman said. That's 10 inches. That's not easy to do. He has been busting his tail in the offseason getting ready for the NBA draft. And I think that's November the 18th, if I remember that correctly. So excited to see where Mason falls. Hopefully he ends up on my Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, I didn't think he had any more weight to lose, number one, but that's good to see he's got his body tip-top.
Got like abs now.
Yeah, well, I do, but they're covered up with pudding. 98 of 100 free throws. What happened on the other two? That's the question, right? How do you hit 98 of 100 and not get 100 of 100? I mean, what happened on the other two? I guess they just rimmed out, kind of like putting. You just lipped out, How did you miss the other two? That's my question. That's where my mind goes to. What happened on the two you missed?
The two that you missed. Yeah. My claim to fame is in the college basketball experience in Kansas City, which is the College Basketball Hall of Fame. They have this huge free throw shooting contest, and they have this massive billboard with fans screaming behind you. Mm-hmm. I hit 26 in a row, but Mace obviously hit 98 of 100, so it's a little better than that. But that's, really
impressive.
Yeah, a little bigger. So really impressive to see that he is showing out at the NBA Combine. Good for Mason Jones.
Sorry to put you on the spot because I don't know, and you may or may not know. Any word on Isaiah Joe and how things are going for him and his prep? He
had also a pretty stellar day. He was in the top 5 of another 3-point shooting category. I'm forgetting what it was, but him and Mace have kind of been sporadic over these NBA draft charts that I keep seeing. And, they're both going to get drafted, I think, at this point, based on what shook out with COVID. Kai's staying back, staying another year of school. Isaiah's, I feel like there's more updates and stuff on Mace, but Isaiah looks like he's having pretty good performances when he's been out. And I saw, I think it was the New York Post that reported that the Brooklyn Nets were really interested in Isaiah Joe with their first-round pick. So that's something to keep an eye on and monitor as well.
I just don't follow the NBA draft stuff. I know you do, so I didn't see it on your list, but I thought if I asked you, you might have some details because I'm interested in how Isaiah's doing as well.
Yeah, so. Isaiah's they're both going to get drafted. Would be shocked if they didn't. It's just a matter of where, I think, at this point. I'm excited to see both these guys have success at the next level. So Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are talking seriously about a Wedding Crashers sequel. This is via Entertainment Tonight. Now, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. The sequel is never as good as the original, whether it's an additional TV series, whether it's that. But do you want
These guys could make me do it,
That's what I was.
Do you want a sequel for this?
I kind of do.
Hot route! Red 7, red 7, red 7!
Look for me in the end zone after this play. I'll be the guy holding the ball.
John!
What?
Red 7!
I don't know what red 7 means.
Hot route!
I don't. What is hot route?
Will you just go stand on the other side, please?
I personally would like to see a sequel because I love they were funny in The Internship, that movie about them interning at Google, and I thought that was going to be awful. But the combination of Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn is just hysterical. So I would like to see it. It's not going to be as good as the original. I still want to see it, though.
Yeah, and I like a lot of Vince Vaughn movies. Old School's another good one. Him and Will Ferrell, and that. It's a lot of good stuff with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what's some other ones with those two together, though.
With those two?
Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
The Internship is the one that comes to mind. I don't know if there's another one, but, Vince Vaughn's in Dodgeball.
Yeah. Vince Vaughn's in a lot of stuff.
Swingers is a 90s movie. That's I think it's Swinger, him and Jon Favreau. He's in a lot of really entertaining, really funny movies.
I tell you about Owen, You, Me, and Dupree.
That's a good one as well. Owen Wilson. So Marley Me's not really a funny one, but I like that movie with him and Jennifer Aniston because I grew up with The Lab. There's just a bunch of movies, and I really enjoy them both as far as that goes.
I think they ought to do the sequel. I don't know if it'll be as good as the original, but it'd be another chance for those two to work together.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and we mentioned a little earlier, it is National Basketball Day. American Football Day was yesterday. It's National Basketball Day today. Well, it's also National Nacho Day, so go get some nachos wherever you're at today.
Yeah, Friday's always a good day slip out about 3 o'clock, get over there and get you something cold and frosty to drink with that, and have you some nachos.
Yeah,
today.
There's nothing better than that. The best nachos I've ever had was a place called Bare Bones in Little Rock. It's since closed down, but it's a plate of barbecue nachos, and I swear they covered it with more meat and cheese dip than anything I've ever seen. It was just marvelous, absolutely marvelous.
I couldn't tell you where the best nachos I've ever had are, but I know at Oaklawn they make these Oaklawn nachos that they use the cheese sauce and the shredded cheese on, and then put it underneath the broiler or whatever to melt all that together. That's a pretty good combination when you get the shredded cheese and the liquid cheese in one nacho setting.
It's a good combo.
Good way to start.
That is for sure.
You're right. A lot of meat needs to be in there.
And those are
meat and tomatoes.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Those are your quick hitty headlines. Again, we will get into this FaceTiming conversation coming up here, but I want to dive into some football real quick. We were talking about Felipe Franks. This is an opportunity to go 3-0 against the Tennessee Volunteers. You heard the call, Mick Hubert, on that when they beat Tennessee back in 2018. Felipe just throws an absolute bomb to Tyree Cleveland in the back of the end zone. So Felipe still considers this game a rival. Here's another interesting tidbit. So sports betting just opened up in Tennessee, Tommy. And we mentioned DraftKings having 25-1 odds for Tennessee against Arkansas. Well, or we mentioned FanDuel having that. DraftKings is up in the ante. You're getting 100-1 odds on the Tennessee-Arkansas game. And you can pick either school. They're just wanting you to bet and get an influx of money on that. So, to me, I texted a few of my buddies that lived in Memphis and Nashville yesterday. And I was like, hey, you want to make some bets for me on this?
When you say 100-1 odds, that doesn't mean you can bet on Arkansas, and if they win, you win. For every dollar you bet, you win 100. Surely there's more to it than that.
There is. Okay, so you have the ability to wager $1 and win 100 this weekend.
Okay. Now, what's the other catch? I mean, casinos and sports books don't line up to lose money, so what tell me the fine print, because there's more to it than that.
Just gotta go bet and see what happens.
No. That's not how it works. So there's more to it than that, I promise you.
Yeah. Well, they often do that when it comes to spectacular deals.
100-1. Oh, but you have to bet on 5 other games too, or you. But you know.
But if there wasn't an but, or if there wasn't a caveat to this, and you got 100-1 odds on Arkansas beating Tennessee this week, I think a lot of Razorback fans. I just think this is Ruskin and Arns always talk about winnable versus gettable. This is a very winnable football game on Saturday night. That Tennessee is reeling. They've lost 3 straight. Now those games have been to Georgia, Alabama, and Kentucky, but they've still lost 3 straight. There is a lot of pressure on Jeremy Pruitt out of Knoxville to go into Arkansas, to go into Fayetteville and win this game. While there's pressure, there's not a lot of people out of Tennessee that think they're actually going to win. I've talked to a few of my volunteer buddies. I've gone on the message boards. There's not a lot of people within that program that think they're going to win on Saturday, which is odd to me, saying like based on where you were a year or 2 ago.
Well, I mean, you got to remember where have they been the last few weeks. They've lost 3 in a row. When you look at, kind of history for them, but they played Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama in their last 3. So they're a little skittish right now. They're looking to snap a losing streak. So, they're coming off a bye week wanting to get things right. And they're looking at Arkansas as the pathway to doing that because, Arkansas, in their mind, Arkansas is Arkansas, right? We got to do this before we play A&M because if we can't win this game, we're looking at 5 in a row. So, I mean, this is a critical game for both sides because if Tennessee doesn't win this game, they're staring 5 losses in a row right in the face. If Arkansas doesn't win this game, they're staring at least 3 losses in a row right in the face. So this is a pivotal key game for both teams.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one that I think many of you think Arkansas has an opportunity to win. Tommy, I shouldn't have brought up Nacho Day because now we're getting texts and pictures of nachos. Brendan Fort Smith says Arvis Ballpark's barbecue nachos. We got a text in here from Darren on Facebook that says Dana's and Branson's barbecue nachos, which I just looked at.
I'm going there later this month.
Are you?
We're staying at a place later this month that's not very far from Dana's.
Okay.
So.
Well, based on the picture I just saw, that would probably be a place that you need to go eat as far as that goes. So
there's not really breakfast nachos, though, are there? Have you ever heard of breakfast nachos?
I have never heard of breakfast nachos.
Jenkins, you ever heard of breakfast nachos? I've never. I mean, that's one area. There's breakfast burritos, breakfast tacos.
I've never heard.
Got to be good.
I've never heard of breakfast chili either. We eat breakfast chili.
Well, no, we just eat chili for breakfast. I mean, we could eat nachos for breakfast, but I've never heard of.
I go for some breakfast nachos.
Well, what would they be? Because I've never.
You got a bed of chips, and you'd have some hash browns in there. Put some scrambled eggs,
chorizo.
Little chorizo. You can put a little, maybe some sauteed chicken just to give you some meat in there.
Chorizo.
Get you a little bit of homemade salsa.
Eggs and chips. I don't know about eggs. All right, we'll keep working on that.
Yeah,
breakfast nachos. What would they look like? Yeah.
Text out of the 479 says, let's see. This is Mike from Van Buren. He says the barbecue nachos at Corky's from Little Rock are awesome. I have had those, Mike. They are very, very good. I will agree with you wholeheartedly, 100%. Cody in Hot Springs says the Blue Monkey in Hot Springs has some really good nachos. That is one of my brother's favorite places to stop when he's at Lake Hamilton. He loves the Blue Monkey Grill.
Yeah, I've been to the Blue Monkey many times, and never had the nachos there, but yeah, the Blue Monkey's good eating.
All right. We will get, I promise we'll come back to this nacho conversation coming up. If you want to text in your favorite nachos, it's 877-377-6963. But back to the Chuck Barrett gender reveal that we got. That was really cool for him to do. JB in Bentonville says Darren McFadden. Derek from Fayetteville says either D-Mac or Tom Brady. Joe in Fayetteville says Tim Toney and Manu Ginobili. Oh, I guess that's Tim Parker. Tim Duncan, good grief, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
Okay.
So I guess he is a big San Antonio Spurs fan. Dwight Fort Smith says he's not having any more kids, so no gender reveal. But he was fortunate enough to have Coach Musselman with his youngest son a happy birthday before he coached the game, and he says he has that on video. So kind of cool from Coach Muss to do that. And you said Tiger?
Well, you just think about some of the people that are sports heroes of yours. I mean, Tiger's someone that, I've always admired his sports career. I mean, Michael Jordan would be one who would not want MJ?
That would be mine.
To do something for you. If you're, I mentioned Tiger. I mean, there's probably some older guys in our audience. If you're golf fans, Jack Nicklaus would be, like one of your heroes as well for, I'm sure, some guys in their 50s and 60s. I'm sure there's some younger guys that would want like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady.
Patrick Mahomes.
You're like Jenkins, maybe a little bit older than Jenkins. Troy Aikman or Michael Irvin or Emmitt Smith might be the one. Even a Jerry Jones might be. And if you're a big Dallas Cowboys fan, particularly from those Super Bowls, you're not old enough to remember when they won the Super Bowl, but when they won the Super Bowl in the 90s 3 times, some of those guys.
Jordan Greenwood texting John Daly.
John
Daly would be a really good one. I think he would put a lot of effort and emphasis into something like that.
Yeah, if John Daly was doing a gender reveal, you'd want him to like tee up a golf ball that exploded into blue or white, blue or pink powder, and he would just, drill a golf ball and it would explode one way or the other.
That would be a heck of a lot of fun. I think that would be fantastic viewership if he actually did it.
I would pay a lot of money to have Clay Henry be the one to do the reveal, wouldn't you?
For yours?
Clay, absolutely. Clay is the choice. He'll join us coming up. The all-new Wills RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Boy, yesterday was such a beautiful day. Can you imagine being by the North Fork or the White River or one of your favorite campgrounds and one of their luxury brand RVs like a Grand Design or Alliance, KZ, or the all-new solar-powered Vibe, which would be perfect for deer hunting right now. You can go totally off the grid. They got a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, so relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Hey, Wills RV is 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wills RV.
All right, coming into the program, Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, joins us next. Hour number 2 on the way.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toy-Odathon is on.
It sure is.
Perfect. I'm getting a head start on my list for Santa.
Well, we've got great year-end deals on Camry, Highlander, RAV4, Tacoma, and more at your participating Toyota dealer.
What else you got?
Let's see. There's also Corolla, Highlander, Tundra. Oh, and we have a great selection of hybrid vehicles. Camry Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid.
Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. What kind of toys you got? Video games, stuffed animals, sea monkeys, you know, the good stuff.
It's actually Toyotathon, not Toyotathon. We have great deals on vehicles, not toys. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Well, okay, then what can I get for $5?
Oh, well,
During Toyotathon, get $1,500 total bonus, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Tacoma Special Edition for $199 a month for 24 months with $999 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 11/30/20.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Divorce is never easy. Many times problems continue to arise long after the divorce is over. If you're dealing with a high conflict custody or visitation issue, you need an attorney that handles those specific type of cases. Call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners for immediate assistance with your situation. Kevin Hickey Law Partners, able to handle high conflict custody cases all over the state of Arkansas and other states. Check out kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414 in Fort Smith and 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and GMC Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get 0 for 84 months on the hottest selling Buick model, the Buick Encore, or 0 for 84 on the Buick Enclave, loaded with luxury and third row seating. 0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling Wow World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunshine today. Our high this afternoon will warm up in the low to mid 70s. A mainly clear to partly cloudy sky tonight, and overnight low right around the mid to upper 40s. Sunshine Saturday. Our high in the low to mid 70s, and then we will be in and out of the clouds Sunday. Our high into the low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Rhodes Chevrolet. Find new roads. Van Buren, Arkansas.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Quantum Property Services. Buying, selling, investing, and encompassing all your property needs.
Snap to Franks. Franks dropping back, stepping up, running the ball, looking. He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be caught. It's a touchdown, and the Gators have won the game. Tyreek Cleveland. Oh, my. I can't believe what I just saw. The Gators have won the ball game on a bomb thrown by Felipe Franks, and this place is an insane asylum again. Oh, my.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com. There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine.
That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Hour number 2 of The Morning Rush. Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, is set to join us. What is the expectation down the stretch with this football team? 5 games remain. You've got 2 wins already. Can you get 1 more? Can you get 2 more? Could you get 3 more? That's the question we're asking this morning, but it starts with Tennessee on Saturday night. What are the keys to that game? Clay's got the answers, and then we are going to have former Tennessee quarterback Aaron Ainge coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Clay, in just a moment, if your home's in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E, OG&E has a no-cost program to increase your comfort and to lower your bills. They have trained crews that perform energy audits at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that could include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and a whole lot more, and it's no charge for qualifying homes. Hey, call OG&E today and get the details. 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741 for OG&E's home weatherization program.
Clay, when you think about another connection this week, it's Sam Pittman being the former offensive line coach at Jim Chaney, not just at one stop, but multiple stops. How is that going to be an advantage for Arkansas with Sam having a deep background on Jim Chaney's offense?
Well, I think that's it's pretty clear. I mean, he was involved in the way he schemed. He was involved in the way he called plays. He was side by side. He's best friends and constant companion. In other words, that they were together in the Smith Center, hours and hours and hours. He knows how he thinks. Now, what I'll give you is that Chaney is a brilliant man. The times I've been around him, his intellect is way up there. He's one of the smarter people that I've been around, and he is someone that always has a little wrinkle up his sleeve, whether it's unbalanced lines, it's the way he uses his tight ends, it's the way he sets up plays during a game. He's a good play caller. But I think that Sam has a feel for how he does it and why he does it.
So, considering that relationship, were you surprised his name wasn't a little more in the mix when Sam was selecting an offensive coordinator?
Well, maybe, but the other part about it is, Jim's left twice while he was there, and whether that's a reflection on where he wanted to be that's different. He may have been considered, and it might have been that Jim thought that talent was better at Tennessee. There's a lot of that went on last year. There was a lot of coaches that you thought at one point would be interested in Arkansas, but judged that the talent wasn't conducive to winning, and just not going to do that. I mean, I think that Gus Malzahn made that decision. I think it's pretty clear that Mike Leach made that decision. I think Lane Kiffin made that decision. It may be that the Missouri coach made that decision, that they just didn't, that there's better players here, and that maybe I think I can recruit better at Tennessee, and that I'll have an easier chance for success. And success means longevity. It means, what do you, how are you able to build up a retirement nest egg? Yeah. And, do you think these coaches don't think about that? They do. And the other part about it that we never, ever consider, what was one of the key factors for Sam wanting to go to Arkansas?
Retirement on Lake Hamilton.
No, it's his wife.
Well,
I mean, if Mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
I had answer B. You had answer A.
Well, I mean, but I mean, I think that's it.
Well, because his wife wanted to retire on Lake Hamilton and be close to home in Kansas. In Grove.
Yeah, I remember when Jerry Jones was courting Frank Broyles. It's the only time that I ever thought Frank might leave, that he was going to go be some kind of executive vice president for the Cowboys. And, it's like, well, what changed your mind? Why didn't you do it? He says, Barbara said, I hope you like it down there.
Yeah. Well, I remember when Frank hired Dave Van Horn, and he made the mention in the introductory press conference about Dave's wife reading the newspapers online or whatever it was and keeping up with what was going on in Northwest Arkansas. And he said, oh, that's good news. That's good news. He knew when the wife was interested, he had a really good shot of making the
No question.
Not talked about enough as far as that conversation goes. Let's go to the phone lines, 877-377-6963 to the home of the Panthers. Welcome in Mr. Eddie in Clarksville. What's up, Eddie?
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning to this great fan base. I'm still reeling over the loss at Texas A&M. Listen, somebody once said winning's everything, but losing, it sticks with you for a long time. What you're talking about, how to get this program more consistent. I think that's what Coach Pittman's trying to do. But some of our players are not getting it done, or they're not. And sometimes you got to fire them up. I grew up old school. You got to light a fire in the britches, to get that play out of them. I'm talking about what can make a difference down the stretch. Three key players on offense. If they would step up and play to their potential or their God-given ability, they can make a difference in this program's offense. And I'm talking about Trey Knox. I'm talking about Michael Woods. And I'm talking about Devion Warren. You cannot win football games against top-notch competition when you got only one receiver and Traylon Burks. And specifically, you look at Michael Woods. He was a 4-star recruited. Look at Trey Knox. Could have went to a lot of colleges. 4-star recruited. Has not made his potential. So what you got to do? Well, you got to make a lot of fire in the britches. Call him in your office and tell him, look, you're going to start playing like you're capable of playing, or we're going to set you on the bench. We'll put somebody or recruit somebody that will make an attempt to get open.
Well, Eddie.
The other thing you talk about, you You talk about tomorrow night, everybody thinks, well, this is going to be an easy win. Well, to be consistent, what Coach Pittman's trying to do, you've got to bring the same level of play each and every game.
Eddie, you're exactly right. And I'd say, Devion's already taken Trey Knox's spot. And I think Trey's going to have, in my opinion, I think Trey's going to have a breakout game tomorrow night. He's playing against his hometown team in Tennessee. Now, he's from Murfreesboro. It's about 3 hours from Knoxville, but Tennessee's his hometown team. Like that, the Vols own the state. I think you're going to have a good, productive game out of Trey Knox on Saturday night. Yeah. I just anticipate that.
Yeah. So thanks for the call, Eddie, up against the break here, and we will hope to hear from you again after an Arkansas victory tomorrow night. Don't forget Arkansas game day. We're going to be here for you before and after the game tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited about that. And I'd say Devion Warren Devion Warren's blown the doors off so far this season. Hadn't had the best production last two games.
Week, yeah.
He's got to get better than the stats he had against Ole Miss and Texas A&M, but he's been really valuable so far this season. All right, former Tennessee quarterback Eric Ainge coming up.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine and discover what it means to get more out of your day. Burton Pools and Spas is your local hot spring spa dealer. Hot Spring Spas, the #1 spa brand, helps reduce stress, ease muscle pain, and helps you get a better night's sleep. Invest in yourself and get more out of each day with a new Hot Spring Spa at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toyotathon is on.
It sure is. We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
That would be my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and apparently she's still eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Okay. And did I mention every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan? It's happening again.
Dad, hang up the phone.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today. Tell your mom.
During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 60 months or a total bonus of $2,750 on a new 2021 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Toyota Care covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 11/30/20.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when the bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kohler & Green Insurance in Fort Smith, 484-9888, or in Van Buren, 474-9888, and online at kohlergreen.com.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
Breen RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Breen RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Breen RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breen RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Or Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
The give to Cobbs, right up the middle. Cobbs at the 40, at the 30, Cobbs at the 20, Cobbs at the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Going to be talking with former Tennessee Volunteers quarterback Eric Ainge coming up here in just a sec. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Arvest Bank.
Yeah, have you checked your mortgage rate lately? A lot of times people forget about their rate after the loan is closed and just start making the monthly payment. Your friends at Arvest would love the opportunity to review your current loan. With Arvest competitive rates and 15-year rates are well below 3% right now, you might be able to lower your monthly payments, shorten the term of your loan, or do some of both. And Arvest services 99% of the loans that they originate. So most of the time, you deal with someone right in the local branch where you may be banking right now for all of your mortgage needs. Call Randy at 479-573-1127. That's 573-1127. Or download the Home For Me app to your mobile device and search for an Arvest loan officer near you. Arvest Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Want to appreciate Eric Ainge joining us this morning. His show kicks off in about 45 minutes, so I know he has got a lot of prep to do prior to that, so I appreciate you coming on, Eric. I kind of want to start, as I was doing research this week, preparing for you to come on, I remember watching you play in college, but I had no idea that you're from Oregon. What was so alluring about Tennessee, an SEC school, to a kid from Oregon, man?
Can you hear me good? Do I sound all right?
You're great, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I grew up, my Uncle Danny played for 14 years in the NBA, 3 years in Major League Baseball, and I grew up in Portland when he played for the Trailblazers. And I grew up in professional locker rooms around pros. So I knew when I was getting recruited and set a line of crap. And a lot of coaches that were recruiting me were doing that. Phil Fulmer just kind of said, hey, we have a needed quarterback. I'm going to take 2 quarterbacks, which I appreciated his honesty. And then he said, I don't know what other people are telling you, but he's like, one thing I'll promise you, I won't promise you playing time, but I'll promise you time reps with the ones in training camp. And I remember sitting there going, that sounds like something he can actually make good on. I mean, he's offering me an opportunity as much as anybody else on the roster. And I just kind of fell in love with that. And then I went to a game, and Vandy hadn't beaten Tennessee in like 24 years or something like that, and there were still 105,000 people there.
which is more than you can fit in Oregon and Oregon State standing room only capacities, there's still, 5,000 seats left. In Neyland and just the South and SEC football and religion part 2, all that kind of stuff. I fell in love with it.
Eric, there's a lot of great Philip Fulmer stories, and as a former player, a former quarterback of his, I'm sure you have a lot. Does one stand out amongst the rest?
Oh man, there's one time I threw a bunch of interceptions in a game. I was a freshman, and he brought a football into the quarterback room and handed it to me, and he said, "That's my wife's livelihood. That's my livelihood. That's all 3 of my daughters' livelihood. My grandbaby someday." He said, "This is way more important than a little piece of leather. Quit giving the damn thing to the other team, or you won't get to play." And I remember being like, "What?" And he made me hold it like a baby and rock it and treat it preciously. And he stopped giving this thing away. And it kind of worked. I still gave it away some, but the importance of everything kind of hit home.
Yeah. No pressure at all. No pressure at all put on you. In that
Yeah,
minute.
right.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of giving it away, that's been part of the problem in recent games with Garantano and this Tennessee offense that's lost 3 games in a row against 3 really good defenses in the SEC. Coming off the bye week, obviously the expectation is to win against a team that hasn't won a lot of games the last couple of years, but 2 so far this year with Arkansas. What's the mentality? What's the mood around this Tennessee program right now that I'm sure is disappointed on this 3-game losing streak?
For sure. I mean, gosh, the second half of Georgia was frustrating because of how well you played in the first half. Kentucky was a complete train wreck. You can't spot somebody 17 points and expect to win games in the Southeastern Conference. And that's kind of, with Arkansas, I like Sam Pittman a lot. And he was here for a few years when Chaney was here the first time, and I always really liked him. Never had a bad interaction with him. Philosophically, he teaches the line of scrimmage like I've been taught, like I've been schooled in it. And I always appreciated that. He's doing a great job. He's got an opportunistic defense. Felipe Franks is playing better than I think most people outside of probably Arkansas thought or expected him to. But Tennessee has to. I've been saying this all week on my radio show, guys. We've got to get to where we know exactly who we are. I guarantee if you ask any player on Arkansas's offense, they would tell you this is what we do, this is how we do it, and they would all know. Defensively, same thing. Barry Odom's doing a great job there. I feel like we are in slight identity crisis at times, trying to figure out exactly who we are and what we're best at and how to execute at a high level. And I think that's where some of the frustration comes. You can't just pick and stick when you're playing Alabama. Yeah. But that's okay. You don't have to beat Alabama. Not yet. You got to be able to beat Arkansas. And Arkansas has an identity, and they understand what they're all about. And Tennessee's going to have to do a good job of forcing them to not be doing what they want to do. I mean, that's the whole game plan, right? I mean, it's how do we affect the other side of the ball? How do we put pressure on them to where they have to do stuff that's uncharacteristic of themselves? And I think it's the X's and O's matchup this weekend between coordinators on both sides of the ball is going to be really exciting.
Tennessee averaged 33 points a game in their first 2 games, only 15 points a game the last 3 against Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. How much of that, Eric, is a function of those 3 opponents and those 3 quality defenses, and how much of that is Tennessee just simply getting in their own way offensively?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think you blocked them up pretty good in the first half of the Georgia game. In the second half of the Georgia game, they weren't even blitzing. Their defensive ends were just speed rushing around the edge, and we weren't even getting a hand on them. They didn't even feel like they had to try to tackle Jared in the backfield. They got there so quick, they just would go straight for the football and knock it out of his hands. And that's tough. I'd have been more concerned if Jared's eyes would have been on the rush and not downfield That's tough when you're sitting back there, and the next thing you know, there's a giant hand knocking the ball out. You're like, where did that guy even come from? Oh, my tackle didn't get a piece of him, didn't even slow him down. That's one thing that I wish Jarrett would do more of. I would have had a size 13 up a 300-pounder's butt if they wouldn't even have gotten a piece of him. You got to at least get a piece. You got to at least slow him down a little bit. I wish he would do, be more aggressive with his leadership like that. But the first pick six against Kentucky, the guy made a good play, flipped his hips really well. It was a pretty obvious play call. When you motion to stack, it's usually double ins or double outs. And they made a good play on it. And we ran that play twice the week before. I don't have a problem with that one. The second one, holding it, and throwing it way late down the middle of the field, that was terrible. That was a terrible interception. And he's only thrown 3 on the year. A lot of Tennessee fans are really, really hard on him, and I understand it because every time he turns the ball over, it seems to cost us a football game. But it's kind of like Arian Foster. You guys remember Arian Foster?
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee fans think, they're like, oh, fumble Foster, all that. He didn't really fumble that much. It just seems like every time he did, it cost us a football game. Jarrett's not a bad quarterback.
Talking with Eric Ainge, former Tennessee Volunteers quarterback, a part of the sports radio team at the Sports Animal here in Knoxville on the Morning Rush. Eric, one of the questions I had that Jeremy Pruitt was asked and answered on Wednesday night is about Harrison Bailey. He said Jared Garantano is going to be the starting quarterback. Do you expect, now I asked Sam Pittman this yesterday, he expects that Garantano is going to play the majority of that game. Do you expect, as a former QB, to see Harrison Bailey get some snaps against Arkansas?
I do not, because I think the spread is accurate, and I think it's going to be a very good football game, and I don't expect either team to blow out the other one. And if that's the case, Felipe Franks is going for Arkansas and Jarrett's going for Tennessee, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Eric, you brought up Arian Foster. He was on that 2006-2007 team that you were also a part of. And I want to go back to a particular game in 2006 that unfortunately you weren't able to participate in because of an injury. I think you suffered against South Carolina the week before. That's when you guys traveled to Fayetteville, Arkansas, college game day in town. What do you remember about that game? What do you remember about that atmosphere? And what do you remember about Darren McFadden?
Man, the 2006 game was frustrating because that was probably the best team that I played on. And had we been able to win that game and then LSU afterwards, we still would have, we wouldn't have won the East, but we would have been an 11-12 win football team. And I think when you look at the 07 game, I was back playing, and we whipped Arkansas up front, stopped, they still had McFadden and Felix Jones. What a loaded backfield. But, we were able to go run the football, and that's kind of what I think, that's kind of what I'm thinking about this game this weekend. So, whoever can win the line of scrimmage, I think is going to win the football game.
As a player,
very, 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 very important. Hey guys, I have to run. I got to run in and get ready for my show.
All right, man. We appreciate your time and
yeah.
Thanks for joining us. All right.
Appreciate it. Eric Ainge coming on, former Tennessee quarterback, as part of the Sports Animal team there in Knoxville, Tennessee. Like you said, his show's in like 30 minutes, so we appreciate him giving us some of his time this morning.
Yep, and always good to talk to him. Hey, we're brought to you by Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue next to Aaron's in Fort Smith. Catfish Friday at Arts. Invite you to stop in and try the catfish special today. Also, $1 off burgers. They do that every Saturday. New items on the menu. You can stop in tonight or tomorrow and try the smoked ribeye that's back on the menu. Also, the smoked Philly steak sandwich. Also, they've added the El Diablo sandwich and the patty melt to the menu. So some new items that are on the menu, and in addition to all of the great smoked meats, like the ribs, the brisket, their smoked chicken, and all the favorites that have been on there for years at Arts Barbecue. 452-2550 for call-ahead service, or use the Waiter app. Have it brought to you. It's Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's now in Fort Smith. We bring Clay Henry back into the conversation. One of the quarterbacks that kind of stand out over the years, from Tennessee, a series that, Clay, for I guess more than half of the time that Arkansas has been in the league, it seems like you played Tennessee every year. And, a series Arkansas never could seem to get the upper hand in for a number of years.
Yeah, it's been a great series. Tennessee leads at 13-5, and there have been some Arkansas victories in there, and I think it's the one that I remember really was the sign that, okay, Arkansas can compete in the SEC. They went to Knoxville, Barry Lunney's first start, and Arkansas won on a Todd Wright field goal as time ran out. Mm-hmm. And that was also the game that signaled the demise of Johnny Majors and really the start of Phil Fulmer. And I'll never forget, and I went to get on the elevator, and that is a massive stadium. The press box is about 8 stories up, and you're in the middle of that press box that you have to go down. At that time, I don't know if it still is, you had to go down an elevator with Tennessee fans, and I couldn't get on that elevator, so I went to the stairs, and immediately I'm in the crux of the mass of Tennessee fans emptying the stadium, going down those curving stairwells, and I have never heard such venom. It was the worst stuff that I've ever heard from men, women, and little boys about how bad Johnny Majors was, and it was almost entertaining, but it is. And then I'm going to fast forward to 5 years ago when I was on my way to a game in Knoxville. Arkansas won that with Brett Bielema, 24-20, and I was supposed to fly, and there was a hurricane coming, and all the flights were canceled, so I drove, and I stopped in Dixon, Tennessee to have dinner. And I sat along a rail in Logan's Steakhouse, and immediately there were some Tennessee fans all around me. I'm talking about sitting side by side on this rail, and they found out I was a sports writer, and they began to trash their team and their coach. I have never heard, the vile stuff about a team or a coach, and it was different coaches, than those 2 times. So the Tennessee fans are not real patient, and they're not real patient right now with Jeremy Pruitt and with this quarterback. It's there's a great belief by their fans that they're headed the wrong direction, and it's just interesting to watch. And I think they've got a great chance Saturday, but their fans don't believe that.
Now, it was interesting because a similar type of occurrence was happening this past year when they lost to Georgia State at home, and there was a lot of people saying, Jeremy Pruitt's not the guy, and then they reeled off 6 straight, 7 of their last 8, but it wasn't against the best competition, so he was able to right the ship last year. Well, Clay, this is kind of the game that Tennessee fans are like, if you don't right the ship now based on the schedule that Tennessee has remaining, it's not going to get back to where they want it to be. And I don't know what the Volunteers' expectations are if it's back to national championship contention. But this is the game. And like Texas A&M last week, Clay, all the pressure's on Tennessee. It's not on Arkansas, man.
Yeah, just look at it. They play at Arkansas. Then they have Texas A&M at home. They go to Auburn, at Vanderbilt. They'll beat Vanderbilt this year, you think. Yeah. And then they play at home against Florida. So they lose this game, they could be finishing with, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses out of 8 games. Well, you think the pressure will really be turned up on Jeremy Pruitt. So you're right. The pressure is all on Pruitt. I think you nailed that, Ty.
Yeah, if they lose to Arkansas, they're staring at 5 and maybe 6 losses in a row if you think they'll lose to Auburn, because the likelihood of losing to A&M is pretty high, a team ranked number 7 this week. So, coming off a bye, and that's one thing I wanted to ask Eric before he had to go, is, as a player and the insight, from seeing the coaches, you've had 2 weeks to get ready for a game against an unranked Arkansas team. You've just played 3 quality teams in Georgia, Kentucky, and number 2 Alabama. You played 2 teams in the top 3 over your last 3 ball games. There's a lot of pressure to win this game just to snap that losing streak, Clay. But when you've had a bye week to get ready for a game like this, it feels a little disappointing. Even though A&M was a quality team, even from the Arkansas perspective, you always feel like you should be able to do more coming off a bye. And I'm sure Tennessee feels the same way. Hey, you got 2 weeks to get ready for this game. You ought to play as good as you're going to play in the middle of the year.
Yeah, and you have to see where Arkansas is emotionally. I mean, they put a lot into the A&M game. I mean, they have not played well after the A&M game the last few years. And we know this is a different staff. We know this is different everything. But how Arkansas handles, the really getting it handed to you for, 6 straight possessions. Do you have any confidence on defense? Or getting Jalen Catalon back, does that flip the switch where you're right back where you were? Arkansas has been this year one of the best defenses in the SEC. They have forced turnovers. They've made stops on the goal line. They've been tough in short yardage. They've been all the things that they haven't been in the last 5 years.
Yeah. The flip side of this is if Arkansas can't find a way to beat Tennessee, you're staring the likelihood of a 3-game losing streak right in the face, losing at A&M, Tennessee, and then, it's going to be hard to win in Gainesville. I think LSU is a game you will win in Fayetteville, but Clay, self-doubt starts to really creep in when you win 2 or lose 2 or 3 in a row, and I know this coaching staff can handle that. I'm confident they can, but it just makes their battle more uphill.
Yeah, you always say, can you hold on to the rope with adversity? And that's really kind of where this game is, because Tennessee has had a chance to kind of regroup. And, did Arkansas have enough time since the trip to A&M to regroup? Because that's what happens after a loss. You have to kind of lick your wounds and figure out where the leaks are and shore them up. Mm-hmm. And this is a completely different game than really the Texas A&M game. This is a team that Jim Chaney is – you heard Eric talk about the bunch formation, and that's where you put 2 or 3 receivers together and put them close to the tackle. I mean, they pack them in there tight, and it is a formation where you can mass people and really make it tough for your linebackers to wade through to find the ball carrier. And then you run 2 big running backs, strong guys. Both of the Tennessee running backs will remind you of the Auburn running back, they're kind of beast-like. They're not huge, 205, both of them, but they're short and stumpy.
Yeah, I think Gray and Chandler combined are averaging over like 120 yards, so Arkansas is going to have to get them through the ground. But you heard from Eric,
gang tackle.
Yeah, you heard from Eric, which I thought was interesting. How we've kind of talked about the Tennessee offensive line being one of the better ones in the SEC, but there's been times, and I think it's partially due to them playing Georgia, Alabama, and Kentucky 3 straight games. But the defensive line or the offensive line for the Vols has given up some sacks this year, and Eric was talking about putting a little fire within that offensive line from Garantano and kind of letting him know a little bit. It's like, guys, I can't keep taking hits like this. Can Arkansas get pressure? Eric said one of the things that they were able to do in 2007 against the Razorbacks was just run the football over Arkansas. If you remember that game, Arkansas got the tar beat out of them. Can Arkansas stop the run? Because Garantano's not going to beat you on Saturday night. He's just not. Now, I know I told you about Kellen Mond last week, but Kellen Mond didn't beat you. It was Aeneas Smith and it was Isaiah Spiller. And then the reason that Grant Morgan and Bumper Poole weren't able to pick off any passes is because they were having to play the run every single down. Can you stop the running attack for Tennessee on Saturday night and make Jared Garantano get in 3rd and long situations and beat you? That's the question that Eric said. That's the question Clay's talked about, I've talked about, Tommy's talked about. Now it just has to be answered, and we'll see it at 6:30 on Saturday night.
Got to come away with some turnovers. That's been the key to wins this year for Arkansas. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. We've been telling you for a week or so about that recent massive brown trout that was caught over there. Clay is Crazy really been crying the blues here that it wasn't on the end of his fly rod there, on the end of his line, into his tippet there, that 26-pound brown. But, Clay, there's a bigger one out there. That's the great thing about Gaston's. That 26-pound monster, that's great, but as you well know, there's bigger ones over there that you can catch near Gaston's, right?
when I catch one of those, I will retire.
Yeah.
I'll retire from everything. I mean, I will. And,
So call Gaston's. Lynn Hicks is one of their great guides. They've got a whole staff of great guides at Gaston's that can show you how to catch just great browns and really have a great day on the river. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Jay Billis of ESPN, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $100 million. So, what would you do if you won?
If I won the jackpot, I would buy my own racehorse.
If I won the lottery, I would buy my wife a beach house.
First person I would call would be my husband. He's got a big mouth, but I would still call him first.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $100 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and GMC Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get 0 for 84 months on the hottest selling Buick model, the Buick Encore, or 0 for 84 on the Buick Enclave, loaded with luxury and third row seating. 0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
He's got a man wide open. It's Ronnie Wingo, number 20, scoots in for the touchdown, Arkansas.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Fenceman Friday picks coming up here on the Morning Rush, as well as hour number 3. We'll be opening back up the phone lines, 877-377-6963. It's not Christmas yet, but Sean came in bearing gifts. Got us some hats. Sean, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
So, a little early Christmas present. They turned out good, man. I think they look good.
Fence man hat here.
That's right.
So,
Clay will have to get you one up there.
Does it say defense on it?
It says the fence man.
Defense man.
It's got a big old trout on there, big cutthroat trout right on the side.
All right. Yeah, I like
28
those
cutthroat trout.
Yep.
Lots of pretty
like
colors.
The guys in the stands that hold up the fence things is defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Awesome.
And we need more defense tomorrow.
Yes.
We need some third down defense tomorrow.
So, well, Sean, I think God's shining bright on you because you're not only giving away gifts, but you're also winning our Fenceman Friday picks. You have 17 points, which is 4 more than Clay, Tommy, and I have all at 13. So last week, we all picked Auburn correctly. Sean and Clay, you picked Ohio State to cover the spread correctly. Michigan State beat Michigan. That was an odd game, 27-24. And then Texas A&M beat Arkansas 42-31 as far as that goes, which no one picked. They covered the spread, but no one got the actual pick correctly as far as that goes. So this week, we're going to start with a game tonight. The undefeated BYU Cougars, who are 3.5-point favorites, they're traveling to the Blue Field of Boise State in Boise, Idaho, to take on the Broncos tonight. Brian Harson's squad. Sean, I'll let you go first since you're leading the way. Are you taking the Broncos or are you taking the Cougars?
Well, I'm not familiar with both of them too well, so I'll take the undefeated team. I'll take the.
Very smart. BYU,
I'm undefeated is a good place to start.
BYU's been kind of the surprise. Besides Arkansas, BYU has also been one of the biggest surprises of college football. Clay, where are you going? Are you going BYU or are you going Boise?
Are we not picking against the spread? Haven't we done that in the past?
Absolutely. 3.5. BYU's
okay, so we all got the Arkansas game right last week.
I'm just reading what Jenkins put down here that no one picked it correctly. Because I think the spread was, 12? I mean, either way.
They did a backdoor cover. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Either way.
Maybe the spread changed. Yeah, I thought we all got it right. But anyway, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure what the rules were. You said we all missed it. I thought we were picking against the spread.
I mean, it doesn't.
I'm going to pick BYU. Cut it to the chase, right?
Okay, cool. It doesn't. I mean, Sean has 18 now, and we have 14. It doesn't change anything.
Yep.
So
the spread between us stays the same.
Tommy, who are you going
I'll
with?
take BYU and give the 3.5.
You know what? I'll try and pick up a point here. I'll take the Boise State Broncos. This is a team that's prone for upsets. We were talking about American Football Day yesterday. My favorite game I've ever watched was their victory over the Oklahoma Sooners back in 2007. I'm hoping they get the upset tonight. Not tomorrow night, but tonight. So next game, the world's largest cocktail party. Florida Gators and Kyle Trask taking on Stetson Bennett and the Georgia Bulldogs. This game's going to come down to Georgia's defense. Can they stop Trask? The 2:30 game on CBS. Clay, Georgia is a 3.5-point favorite. Your pick on this one?
I take Florida in the points.
Where are you going?
Dun, 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 dun. Go Gators. I'll take Florida too.
Sean, where are you going?
I'm going with Georgia.
All right.
Stetson Bennett's not going to win this football game. I'm going Kyle Trask too. Sorry to leave you on an island, Sean, but
his island's been the winning island here lately.
So
don't feel too sorry for Sean.
It probably means what it means is he's just pushed his lead by one more point.
The old adage of defense wins championships is probably what it means. Yeah.
This is probably the biggest game of the weekend. No Trevor Lawrence. DJ, not even going to try to say his last name, and the Clemson Tigers. They are 5.5-point favorites taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This game's at 6:30 on NBC. Are you taking the backup in Clemson, or are you taking Notre Dame?
I'm going to take Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I've kind of always been a little bit of a Notre Dame fan.
Okay.
I don't like Clemson.
Okay. Tommy, where are you going on this one?
I'm going Clemson. I can't pick Notre Dame.
You can't pick Orange's group?
Can't do it. Clemson.
Clay, where are you going on this one, man? Are you going Clemson or Notre Dame?
Yeah, I've always thought the people at Notre Dame did a really poor job of making fences. And so I will go with Clemson. Those guys, they need your help, Sean. They cannot make a fence up there.
All right.
Rudy climbed over their fence and got into their practice. I mean, that's how that worked out.
Yep.
So
that's fences are for honest people.
He squeezed through the railings. They made him too wide.
I think
that's what happens.
I think I'm going to go Clemson on this, but I'm very scared that they're going to win but not cover. This screams like a field goal football game at the end, but
could be.
We'll see what happens. All right. Game of the weekend for all y'all listening.
Which way did you go? You didn't really declare there.
Well, Clemson.
You're going Clemson. Okay.
I'm going Clemson on this. I don't feel confident in my pick whatsoever, though. All right, game of the weekend, Tennessee, Arkansas. Tennessee right now, the line that Jenkins has for us is they are 1.5-point favorites, the visiting Volunteers. The over-under on this game is 52.5. Tommy, I'll let you go first. Arkansas or Tennessee in this one?
I'm going to take the Hogs. I think the Hogs have been on a loss-win pattern. I think they win this game, so give me Arkansas and the 1.5.
Assuming, Sean, you're not going to change up now?
I'm not
Arkansas?
changing. I'm staying with my Hogs.
I will stay Arkansas as well. Clay, where are you going to decide on this one this weekend?
I got Arkansas.
Okay,
I got Arkansas.
Blanket Arkansas. So this is
I will never. I don't like any team that wears orange.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, just go think about it. It's like, and Clemson is right in there with that. I like them slightly more than Notre Dame, but Auburn wears orange, Texas wears orange, and Tennessee wears some color that is just a horrible. I mean, it looks like the color that you'd see in the Deerwoods. Yeah. I mean, it's Deerwoods orange, or it's like the guys that are working on the construction crews on the road. It's their orange. It is not. It is just a bad color.
30 years ago, we traded burnt orange for volunteer orange. Pretty much
they both
what happened.
suck,
and they both are terrible. So, all right, those are our picks this week. We'll recap them. I'm sure Sean will have a bigger lead this time next week than what he has right now. It's brought to you by the Fence Man. We do it every Friday. 479-782-3936. Anything you need when it comes to fencing, you call this guy right here, because he'll come out and give you a quick, no obligations quote. Custom work, whether it's
pick some games for you,
and he'll tell you, he'll give you some advice on football games too. And if you've got a custom fence in mind, or maybe you need something that's unique and different, Sean, all takers, whatever it is, you guys do any kind of fencing work.
We are excited to take on any type of challenge. So either it's new, fresh, crazy, different, up a hill, down a hill, around a tree, through a tree. We'll give it a shot.
All right.
So we enjoy doing fencing.
18 months, same as cash financing, automatic gates, you name it. Commercial work, residential work, it doesn't matter. The Fence Man's ready for you. They're not afraid of any work. 782-3936. That's 782-3936 for the Fence Man. Thanks for the hats, my man.
Oh, more to come. More to come.
Can't wait. All right, coming up in the program, we will get into Clay Henry's keys to the game. Great article that he always writes for Whole Hog Sports. That's coming up. Hour number 3 as well. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell at an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Frank Rowe Furniture 6-day only sale, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa in love with powered recliners and headrests, regular $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture are on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936. Real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunshine today. Our high this afternoon will warm up in the low to mid-70s. A mainly clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. An overnight low right around the mid to upper 40s. Sunshine Saturday. Our high in the low to mid-70s. And then we will be in and out of the clouds Sunday. Our high into the low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Rhodes Chevrolet. Find new roads. Van Buren, Arkansas.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Snap to Franks. Franks dropping back, stepping up, running the ball, looking. He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be caught. It's a touchdown, and the Gators have won the game. Tyreek Cleveland. Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw. The Gators have won the ball game on a bomb thrown by Felipe Franks, and this place is an insane asylum again. Oh my!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't one razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Rush. We are opening up the phone lines the rest of the program. So if you want to get your take on this football game come Saturday night, you're more than welcome. 877-377-6963. Ahead, we got to talk about the second half of the season. Got to talk about an interesting couple of facts about Sam Pittman that you may not have known about, correlating with music that I think many of you will enjoy. And we will also get to Clay Henry's keys to the game, which you can always read on wholehogsports.com.
Hey, we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine. There's really no better way to start or end your day than inside a hot spring spa. And they've got 28 different models for you to look at, to choose from, including several that can be converted into saltwater models that make it easier than ever to care for and maintain your spa. They have them with built-in Bluetooth music and entertainment systems, video screens that are built in. It is amazing the different models and versions that you can choose from now with Hot Spring Spas. Hot Spring Spas, the #1 spa brand, help reduce stress, ease muscle pain, get a better night's sleep. So invest in yourself this year with a Hot Spring Spa from Burton Pools and Spas. 6121 Zero Street in Fort Smith, just off I-49 at the 412 exit in Springdale, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas is your source for backyard fun.
Ryan on YouTube is under the impression that Arkansas is going to win 31-20. Clay, you started out with one of your keys to the game as tackling, which Arkansas was not great in this past week. There were several players against Texas A&M that did not wrap up, and I know the team as a defense was really hurt when Jalen Catalon was ejected late in the first quarter. They've got to be able to wrap up this Saturday night, or it's going to be a rough outing for the Arkansas defense, Clay.
Yeah, that was not their best tackling game, and I thought they have made strides in that area. And you go through the the team, Bumper Pool made 14, but I didn't think he had his best performance. And basically what happened is they got blocked a little better than they have been in the past. And that's what you watch for in football. Which team blocks the other team. What happens in that tight area between the tackles. And I thought Arkansas was effective in blocking in for the run, and they schemed up some quarterback runs, some counters and they had a hat on a hat in those plays and didn't turn guys loose. But that's what happened more often with Texas A&M when they had the ball, is that they just could not get off blocks, and some of that was in the passing game. And when the other team is bigger and stronger, that's what happens.
And I think when you look at that football game, that's just really what it came down to. Is Texas A&M, Clay, was just much meatier up front, and that's why you continue to have questions about this football game. I know there's 4 5-star offensive linemen here, some guys that Sam Pittman knows, and it was Cade Mays is the one that transferred from Georgia to Tennessee. Also, Trey Smith is some others. This is a good offensive line unit that they're going up against Saturday night, and I think you should be a little concerned if you won't see. I don't think you'll see the exact same thing, but you will see some times where Tennessee pushes them around a little bit.
All things being equal, the team with the best tackles wins. But all things have to be equal at one spot in particular, and that's quarterback. And Franks can outplay Garantano. He just can't. And I think that Arkansas has an advantage at the most important position on the field. Now, they've got to protect Franks a little better, and he's got to get the ball out a little quicker. He can't hold it, and that means guys have got to get open. So if you're able to run the ball, and they did last week, maybe they get more one-on-one coverage, especially with Burks. And that's what I noticed throughout the game, is that Texas A&M bracketed Burks. Well, if you scheme quarterback play to that side of the field, you've got an advantage. You've got less guys playing the run, more guys playing the pass. We'll see how Tennessee really lines up that way. Now, in line play, it's going to be a different game because of what Jim Chaney does with his offensive linemen. Sometimes they'll play 7 offensive linemen. They'll bring in an extra tight end, and he'll be a lineman. And it is going to be something to watch as they make those substitutions. Does Barry Odom make substitutions on defense to bring in, say, an Xavier Kelly or a Tarian Carter, an extra defensive lineman to help out? I think you're going to see more 4-man fronts, as far as defensive linemen, and I think you're going to see more of Dorian Gerald in this game.
Clay, you've seen 3 road games, 2 at home for Arkansas. What are the advantages? I mean, obviously it's an advantage when you play at home, as you're seeing, and what advantage do you have that you see for Arkansas being back at home tomorrow? Obviously the crowds are different, but what's the real edge? What's the tangible edge playing at home tomorrow for Arkansas?
Well, I think you're more rested. I think the travel takes a little bit out of your legs. But let's just be honest. The thing that I've noticed about Arkansas's team is they play hard from week to week. And I said this from the start, will Sam Pittman be able to get the fight back in the Razorbacks? And we watched in week 1, and it was there. And it's like, okay, week 1, everybody should play hard, right? You've had a whole off season, COVID, everything, to be fired up to play the game you love. There ought to be some passion out there. Mm-hmm. Well, what happens in week 2 when you go to Mississippi State? What will the passion be like there? Well, if anything, it was greater. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, will you have the fight after a big victory? Because that's been where we've seen Arkansas slump in the past, is they give great effort, they get a victory, whether it be, an unnotable victory like Colorado State or whoever, but they don't play well the next week. They don't have the same fire and intensity. Well, the next week they had it at Auburn. I thought they outplayed Auburn. I thought they fought harder. They were the dominant team in the second half, and I was really encouraged by that. Well, so what will having a tough defeat taken from you. What will that do to you? Well, they played harder against Ole Miss. I thought they outplayed Ole Miss as far as their intensity in their fight. So, and that was nothing you could, the Texas A&M game, they fought and battled. So it's not something that I write about that much anymore because they have it every week. And Sam, after the Auburn game, said our fans are not going to have to worry whether we're going to come to the game and fight for a victory. And I think that's what I see, and it's almost a given that this is going to be a team that plays with passion.
So you look at Felipe Franks, and you probably rank his performances 1 through 5, and you'd probably say the Auburn or A&M games are 1 and 2. You could argue over which one is 1 and which one's 2, but I would think you would rank those two as 1 and 2. And those
I don't
are both.
think it's that close, to be honest.
And those are road games,
yeah.
right? So I mean, we could argue over which one's better, but both are road games, and he comes back to play his 3rd home game this week. So I just find it interesting. There's some things about this team where they've played better on the road than at home, and we don't have an equal sampling at this point. But I find that that just an interesting side note at this point. And we've seen that around college football where the road teams have played better in some instances. Through about the halfway mark at this point in SEC play.
Yeah, I thought he was average at Mississippi State. So it's not, it's not 3 straight great performances on the road and 2 average at home. And I think he has played as his offensive line has played. If his offensive line maintains blocks and they get some creases in the running game for either he or Boyd or Smith, then I think he's going to play well. He's an experienced SEC quarterback that has had a lot of snaps. He understands the game. If Arkansas holds up in the offensive line any given week, then I think Franks is going to do just fine. And what's happening, in my opinion, is the offensive line is getting better. And I think that Kendall Briles is starting to get a feel for who he's got, what his players can do, and how to use them. And it's fun to watch. I thought that Arkansas coached superbly at Texas A&M. Texas A&M had a more talented, bigger physical football team, but Arkansas fought, and they won areas with scheme, and that bodes well for the future.
Talking with Clay Henry, his keys to the game, which you can read on Whole Hog Sports. And if you have a particular key to the game, chime in 877-377-6963. The relationship factor is also a big part of this game come Saturday night. Jim Chaney, Sam Pittman, Jim Chaney's former offensive line coach. I have a feeling that Arkansas, Barry Odom's been prepared for every game this season. They just got outmanned and outgunned against Texas A&M. Clay, I think that this defense for Arkansas is going to be very prepared and know a lot of what's coming on Saturday night, not just based off Barry's preparation, but based off the relationship that Sam had and has with Jim Chaney.
Yeah, there's another relationship, actually 2 more. Chip Long, who was tight end back in the Petrino days, tight ends coach, is on that Tennessee staff in quality control, and Steve Caldwell, who was on Chad Morris's staff, coached defensive ends, recruited a lot of these defensive ends over a 2-year period. He's kind of got the same job that Arkansas had with Turner Gill. It's kind of a player personnel development personnel, or they call them life coaches, and it is not inconceivable that he would spend some time with the coaches this week going over strengths and weaknesses of the Arkansas defensive personnel. He knows them really well, and he knows the front really well. So these are a lot of the same players.
Again, you can hop in here, 877-377-6963. Carl in Lavaca wants to hop into the conversation, go to the land of the Golden Arrows. Carl, you're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday. Ready for the game tomorrow. I just want to talk about Tennessee football in general. I I really wish we'd have played them last week. We could flop the A&M and Tennessee game because, they were kind of reeling after, the two losses they suffered to Bama and then Kentucky. And, I think the two worst things that could go on a football team, A, is obviously coaching. Two is quarterback troubles and quarterback inconsistency. Right now, the Guantanamo, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. That kid's struggling big time. He's thinking through 2 or 3 pick sixes against Kentucky, and then he didn't really perform the best against Alabama. I know Alabama's Alabama, but, granted, Arkansas had both of those problems last year with bad coaching and inconsistent quarterback, or him with inconsistent quarterback. So I think, Barry Odom thus far this season has been razor sharp off the losses. And I think he's going to really try to confuse Tennessee's quarterback, really make him have to make some tough throws that he's really not confident in making. Hopefully we can force some turnovers. But, I think another thing, just keep the offense rolling from last week. Got to cut the cute stuff, the tight end throwbacks and speed sweeps and stuff like that. That's Big 12 stuff that Browns used to do at Baylor. This SEC won't do that stuff. So, and yesterday I was looking on, I think it was Knoxville News, and they had some Tennessee volunteer beat writers, and there's 6 of them on there gave their predictions. 4 of the 6 predicted Arkansas to win. I know it's predictions, but it seems like they're not as confident as they were going into the season about this game. They mentioned how, before the season they chalked this up as automatic dub, which I know a lot of people did playing us. But I'm ready for tomorrow. I think our defense steps up big time, and hopefully our offense can keep it rolling. Our prediction for tomorrow is 34-20 Hogs. That's all I got for today, and I'll talk to you all on Monday.
Carl, appreciate the call. Yeah, Blake Toppenmeyer and some of the other beat writers for the Knoxville News Sentinel, they are on Arkansas this weekend, and that's just so odd to hear that come out of your mouth, that based on where you've been the last couple games. And I think the last time Arkansas guys was favored in a game was Vanderbilt back in 2018, if I remember that correctly. I think that's the last SEC game that you've been favored in. You're still not favored tomorrow night, but there are a lot of people that are picking you to win the football game. You've been picked to win. Now you got to go out and complete the task. That's what you got to do. You can't get caught up in the news articles, the radio bits, the television bites. You have to go out and do it on Saturday night. And Clay, like you've been talking about, there hasn't really been lapses on this football team outside of the start of the Auburn game. Like that, and Sam Pittman attributed that more than watching the highlights of a game on TV on the video board rather than going through their walkthroughs. There hasn't been like a carryover, like a layover effect from the previous game, and I think this team's going to come fired up to beat the Vols on Saturday night. I don't know if they will, but they're going to be ready to play.
Yeah, a word that Sam used after the Auburn game, and he said, "We have not come unraveled," and even when they've had major gaffes like special teams blow-ups, the block punts or a missed field goal or whatever, they have not come unraveled. They've continued to fight. And in the past, when something didn't go their way, when they made a major mistake, the game got away from them pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And this has not been I would call the soul of this team is that they're going to fight through adversity. And there'll be some Saturday. Tennessee's has got, they've got some weapons. They've got ability. The left side of their offensive line, Wanya Morris, 6'5", 320, and Trey Smith, who's an All-American left guard, 6'6", 330. And he's a Frank Ragnow type guy. So a lot of teams are right-handed. This team is left-handed with those two players, and that'll be. So there's some things they're going to hit Arkansas with some plays just because of their extreme talent in their offensive line. So the good news is that Arkansas does not come unraveled.
In case you're just hopping into the Morning Rush, we're talking keys to the game with Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, and taking your calls and text at 877-377-6963. Let's go to the phone lines and welcome in Sterling in Center Ridge. Sterling, I know you were a little frustrated with the season ticket allotment earlier this season. Are you going to get a chance to go to the game on Saturday night, or have you gotten a chance to go to a game this season?
I made it to the Ole Miss game, and
good.
I'm probably going to make it tomorrow night. It's been working out for me, so
good.
But I still get them from the University of Arkansas, but I'm getting in there. So That's the main thing. Guys, I look at this team and, you see them doing good stuff all the time, getting better and better, and even in a loss. I mean, you pretty much saw they played a pretty good game. They played, I ain't going to say they played a perfect game per se, but they played a good game, a good, respectable game. They didn't really kill themselves for too many mistakes, pre-snap penalties. They played pretty well clean, no turnovers. The other team was just better, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap. I thought the coaches did a good job of calling plays, mixing things up on defense, and it just wasn't good enough because we wasn't good enough. And that's no knock on the players we have. I mean, Clay's better than me at some things, all things, and it was just the fact of the matter. There's nothing you can do about it. Just he was on the deep end of the gene pool, and I was on the shallow end, and you just pick your cap to Clay and move on. And that's what we had to do last week. Texas A&M. And I look for this week we'd be a little bit closer in talent. This year, on paper, be more talented than us. But I think that the team will execute and do what they have to do in a home game, and we got a good home environment. And I think it will be a game that the Hogs will win. I like how everybody brings up the fact that Pittman's relationship with Chaney and what he knows, but that also goes both ways. That goes both ways. We may know him and he knows us. It's kind of like a husband and wife. She knows your ways, you know his ways, and it's still going to come down to those players on the field executing what they're trying to get done. Love the show. Love hearing from Clay. Ty, you're getting better and better every day, baby. Have a great day.
Appreciate that, Sterling. Yeah, we've had some fun these last couple weeks, especially with Arkansas winning football games. And, and I think Sterling brings up a good point. When it came down to it, Texas A&M was just better than you. And that's frustrating to hear, and you don't want to hear that based on the 9, it was 8, it's now 9 straight losses to the Texas A&M Aggies, but that's just the fact of the matter, y'all. Texas A&M was a better football team.
They're number 7 in the country for a reason.
They proved it, and we jump-shipped a little bit from the conversation because we're like, Arkansas has a chance to win based on that, because Texas A&M, let's be honest, has not lived up to the hype of their recent rankings these last few years, but they lived up to every bit of it on Saturday night. Did playing in Kyle Field have something to do with it? Absolutely. Do they play that well in Jerry World? Absolutely not. There's no way, there's no doubt in my mind that Kyle Field had a big impact on how they played on Saturday night. We've talked about how Felipe's numbers are a lot better on the road. Kellen Mond's numbers are drastically better at home, and you saw that on display this past Saturday night.
Hey, if you live in Baxter County or North Central Arkansas, listen up. Baxter Regional Medical Center is ready to see you and your family again and do it safely. Safe surgeries, safe procedures, and safely seeing patients across all service lines. They're taking every necessary precaution to keep you and your family safe. Things might look a little different when you enter their facilities, but their commitment to high-quality, compassionate care remains the same. So welcome back to Baxter Regional Medical Center. If you want to learn more about their precautions, go to baxterregional.org. That's baxterregional.org. Welcome back to Baxter Regional Medical Center.
Coming up in the program, we are going to talk about the second half of the season. What should the expectations be for this football team with 5 games remaining? Also, we want to get into a few little information tidbits coming out with your Hog Update. All that's coming through. And then as well, Sam Pittman's musical interest this week. Stay tuned for that.
Nobody compares to you. Y'all are more important right now to the public than you've ever been, and just keep up the good work. We enjoy the banter and the jokes and the carrying on. It's just a blast. Nobody compares to you.
Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine and discover what it means to get more out of your day. Burton Pools and Spas is your local hot spring spa dealer. Hot Spring Spas, the #1 spa brand, helps reduce stress, ease muscle pain, and helps you get a better night's sleep. Invest in yourself and get more out of each day with a new Hot Spring Spa at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Hey, this is Ted with Ed Walker's Drive-In. For more than 70 years, Ed Walker's has been the place to go for the best French dips and hand-patted hamburgers in town. Blue Plate Specials served Monday through Friday, and we're still the home of Fort Smith's only 5-pound hamburger. We're open 10 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup, 783-3352. Ed Walker's Drive-In, 1500 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, where the legend lives on.
0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and GMC Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get 0 for 84 months on the hottest selling Buick model, the Buick Encore, or 0 for 84 on the Buick Enclave, loaded with luxury and third row seating. 0% financing for 84 months on all 2020 Buicks, GMC Terrains, and Acadias at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
If I'm taking time to shop, I want real selection. That's why I shop at Sody's. Sody's has the largest craft and import beer selection in the area. And the Pick 6 is always a favorite. Experience different at Sody's Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's.
The bloodline of any modern business is their computer network, data storage, and supporting hardware. So who takes care of one of the most important aspects of your business? Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren can handle all your networking services like cabling, firewall, routers, and VPNs to hardware and software protection from virus and malware. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
Hobbs breaks it to the outside, and he could go. The 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown Cedric Hobbs.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is The Morning Rush. That's it.
The SEC is expected to release its basketball schedule at some point today. That comes from John Rothstein of CBS Sports. We will be getting into more of your Hogged Up update, as well as just kind of the second half, this part of the season coming up here on the Morning Rush, as we welcome in Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources on a Friday. Larry, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're good.
Beautiful day out here and a great time to get in and get yourself something nicer and newer at Rath Auto Resources or Rath Mitsubishi. Yeah, I've been waiting for Tommy to ask me how to spell that again because I've been practicing. It's kind of like spelling Mississippi, you know, MISSISSIPPI. You learn that in grade school. It's like that. It's MITSUBISSHI. It's simple. You guys could probably do it yourselves. And, folks, Mitsubishi's on the come. I mean, this is a great brand, great vehicles, a great selection. You know, they were just ranked by J.D. Power as the #1 Japanese brand in initial quality. And, you know, that's a tough segment. Those are some great cars. Mitsubishi came out on top. So we're really excited about that. And we're excited about being the #1 Mitsubishi dealer in the district. Folks, come and see us. Get yourself a new Mitsubishi at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. If you're looking for something used, we've got those Rath Road Ready cars at both locations. You can't buy a better premium pre-owned car or truck than a Rath Road Ready vehicle, and you can only get them at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith or Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. The Meineke Car Care Centers, they're taking care of more and more folks all the time. Tires are cheap with buy 3, get 1 free. $24.95 basic oil change every day. Half off brakes. Lots of specials going on back there. Folks, if you're looking for an automotive, you can get it all done in one spot. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, or check us out online at rathauto.com.
MITS, forget it.
MITSUBISSHI.
Okay,
You got to kind of sing it.
RATH. I can get that part.
That's easy.
All right, Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and Springdale. Larry, have a great week. Did you see that 26-pound brown? I know you're a trout fisherman. Did you see that thing caught up there on the White River?
Oh, my gosh, a 26-incher?
No, 26-pounder.
Oh, my God.
I'll send you.
I didn't see that.
I'll text you the picture. It's unbelievable.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Wasn't mine. Wasn't yours. Wasn't Clay's. So that's the sad part. So, all right. Have a good weekend. We'll chat soon.
Hey, thank you, guys. Folks, come and see us.
All right, let's go and get into your hog update here on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Traylon Burks, Clay, might have to play some running back if the depth gets as bad as, let's say, Rakeem Boyd or Traylon Smith went down. That was one of the things that Sam Pittman said yesterday when Otis Kirk asked him about it. What were your thoughts on potentially lining up Traylon Burks in the running back position based on his talents?
Any way you can get him the ball, that'll work.
Probably the way to go.
He is a special player. I mean, it's I got tickled listening to him on Sam Pittman's radio show Wednesday night, where he laid out his plans for post NFL, that he was going to go back to Warren and take over for Bo Embry. I'm assuming Bo was listening to that and realizes he better get his retirement package ready.
Yeah, I hope that'd be a cool story to see him.
They love
go
him.
Back.
They love Treylon and Warren, just so you know. He's not only a great football player, but a great human being. And you may not know this, Tommy, but he is a superior fisherman, great angler. And, I mean, apparently any pond in the Warren area he has access to. So
I imagine so.
If you want to put some catfish and some brim on the table, you go with Treylon and you'll be successful.
I think that's pretty. It was funny to hear just like him talk about that. He's just like, he didn't go to a lot of like football camps. He just stayed home and fished, and yet he has all the need
and worked.
Yeah,
and worked. He's a hard worker too.
He didn't need a camp to get an offer.
Yep, he had those 4 stars racking. He was he was either the first or second highest rated player in Arkansas's class that he was in back in 2018. I think he was number 1, but don't hold me to that as far as that goes. So Traylon's obviously got the talent. Like, everyone knew that coming out of high school. But one guy you didn't know about was Mason Jones. Now, Mace is really dazzling at the NBA Draft Combine. He hit the number 1 percentage at free throws. He hit 98 of 100 free throws at the Draft Combine, and he's also showing out when it came to the three-point competition. He was 3rd and 1. Isaiah was doing well there too. It's cool to see these guys, at least in the drills perspective, showing that they are definitely worth something to NBA executives.
98 out of 100 makes you wonder what happened on the 2 he missed. How did you miss the 2? I guess they rimmed out, whatever. So 98 out of 100 is pretty stout, pretty impressive, to say the least. Hey, you tired of constant computer issues in your office or at home, wherever your home office might be right now? Who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? Is it your hardware? Is it the software? Is somebody telling you something different all the time? Call our buddies over at Hashtag Managed IT Services. They have a multifaceted approach to IT support that guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance, and at Hashtag, they prevent the small problems from becoming the big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services, 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. That's who does our computer work. They can do your computer work. Hashtag Managed Technology Services. Technology without the headache.
Asked Sam Pittman yesterday what he's been listening to this week in preparation for the Tennessee game. I think you'll like his answer. That's coming up on the Morning Rush, as well as our predictions.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Hi, you're one of the best.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Frank Rowe Furniture 6-day only sale, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa in love with powered recliners and headrests, regular $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture are on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your insurance agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. someone you can call when the bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Call Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith, 484-9888, or in Van Buren, 474-9888, and online at kohlergreen.com.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out on the web at artriallawyers.com.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
What's Sam Pittman been listening to this week in preparation for the Tennessee Volunteers? I asked him if it was a little Chris Stapleton Tennessee whiskey, a little Dolly Parton. What do you listen to out of Tennessee? Well, his answer might surprise you, and we will get into that coming up here on the Morning Rush.
I want to remind everybody we'll be on for Arkansas Game Day on these stations right here. You're listening to, let's see, 1:30 tomorrow. We'll be on with the pregame show. We'll be live at Randall Ford, so you can listen in. Then we got a live post-game show following IMG tomorrow night. So Ty and I got the pregame show. Phil and SmackDown with the post-game show tomorrow night. So we got you covered beginning at 1:30 tomorrow with the pregame show and post-game following the IMG broadcast tomorrow night. So a full day of coverage. Clay's going to hop in for a segment with us tomorrow. So plenty of coverage tomorrow with the Razorbacks and Tennessee beginning at 1:30 right here on the radio and hitthatline.com.
Score predictions coming up, but first let's hear from Coach Pittman.
Oh, Chaka Khan was on just about 5 minutes ago until they told me I had to come and Zoom. A little bit of everything, you know. Right now I'm into the Gap Band, Chaka Khan. Who else? Rick James. I'm kind of going that route right now. You know, I'm a country fan. I mean, big-time country fan. But y'all don't know, I can play the guitar and the piano. So I've been a very, very good music has been a huge part of my life. I like all kinds of music, different types of music. And right now I'm just trying to get ready to play Tennessee, so I can kind of get a little pumped up with music.
Thought that was, he had some interesting answers. He mentioned Chaka Khan. Not going to lie, I knew who Rick James was because of Super Freak, but I had to look up these other two. bands. Did you know Chaka Khan or the Gap Band? Okay.
Didn't know the Gap Band, but it's Chaka Khan.
Didn't know Chaka Khan?
Yeah.
Oh, Chaka Khan. I mean, when I used to go to the Checkmate Club back in college down in North Little Rock, wear my patent leather shoes, my leisure suit. I mean, I was big, sexy. I moved all over the dance floor to Chaka Khan.
I'm just trying to picture that visually in my head right now.
Lime green leisure suit.
Hey, he stole your nickname, Jenkins. He said big, sexy.
Yeah.
That's your nickname. I guess you've changed to SmackDown.
It hadn't been that long since he was wearing the patent leather shoes, though, or the leisure suit.
So the patent leather boots were zip up on the side.
Okay,
those are kind of back in style.
3-inch heels, baby.
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
That's Chaka Khan. This is the Gap Band.
You've heard this one before, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I meant Ty. I mean, I know you've heard it.
I told Kyle, man, I was like, I hadn't heard these bands. I mean, sometimes you don't know a band or the artist, but you know the song.
Yeah, you've heard this. Surely you've heard this song. Everybody's heard this song. You hadn't heard this one?
Got some.
Hang on, let me turn
In all those rom-coms you watch, you've never heard this song?
Heard this one?
I guess I'm not cultured enough. I told Kyle Parkins, I was like, I gotta get more cultured. Yeah.
Well,
so that song, every once in a while somebody said, man, your chick dropped a bomb on you last night. And I was like, you know what that means? That means you broke up. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, again, I'm not going to play Super Freak for obvious reasons, but I mean, I thought it would be better if we didn't play that, but I'll play Mary Jane from Rick James.
7.
Oh, yeah. This is my stuff, man.
Yeah.
Trying to see Clay enter the disco doing the finger
Playing
wag.
his bell bottoms here. Got Clay back in the leisure suit.
Trying to picture.
My leisure suits were straight leg.
Trying to picture Clay.
Double knit. Yeah, there'll be some folks that remember the Checkmate Club. It's downtown North Little Rock. It's one of those cool places, and they had the disco ball hanging in the middle of the floor. So, yep, be some late nights driving back to Conway. I was at UCA. You needed a driver. Make sure you have a driver.
Yeah, that's the hard part, wasn't it? Finding the driver.
No, it was okay. Yep, we teamed up. Yep.
Well, those are some of the songs that Sam Pittman is listening to this week during that. But
it's kind of funny. I interviewed Scott Fountain, their special teams coach, and they lived in the same end of a cul-de-sac in Athens. And Sam had a swimming pool in the backyard, and he said in summertime he knew Sam was out there to hear the music, and said it was always amazing that it was different music, just exactly what you've just heard from Sam. That he likes the best of everything. So, it might be Sinatra. It might be George Strait. It might be Aretha. I mean, the best of everything he was into. And I think that's what he just laid out.
Here's another something interesting that came out with the question I asked him. I didn't know, Clay, I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't know he played the guitar piano. Here's what he had to say about that.
Better at the guitar than I am the piano. Our parents made all us kids learn to play an instrument. I had to go to piano lessons and all that, man. I know it's awesome, but it was kind of a bummer, honestly, going to piano lessons when you could be out playing baseball, So I learned that. All my sisters can play the piano. My brother plays the guitar. I play the guitar. I'm a little bit better at the guitar than I am. I played the Welch Prom. Me and my brother-in-law played the Welch Prom back in 82, 83. I think I made like $20 or something. I was a lead guitarist and backup vocalist, by the way.
How about that? So that's like a Back to the Future moment. Like picture Sam as the guy that's up there on stage and playing the guitar while also singing at the same time. Yeah. I
can see him up there, and the whole group had blue tuxedos on. I can just see that
with the ruffles, with the not the cummerbund. I don't know.
The prom band's got to be dressed up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think when
either that or paisley shirts unbuttoned, 4 down. Yeah.
We need to have a duet with Sam Pittman and John Daly. That needs to happen after football season when he has a little more free time. I think John would definitely be up for that. There needs to be some sort of music combined with John Daly and Sam Pittman, and I think Sam would be up for that. But that was just a cool tidbit that it was funny. So I asked him that question, and then he tells all the Arkansas media, it's like, I don't think y'all know this, but I play the guitar and piano. And then I think Bob was going to ask a serious football question, and he was like, well, hey, let's stove that for a sec. I want to ask more about this, but just to
follow up.
Yeah,
you bet.
Yeah,
it was cool to hear from
Bob Holt had a follow up.
Yeah, it was cool to hear Sam talk about that yesterday, and just really excited. He also mentioned, he's like, I'm less focused on the jukebox and how we're going to beat Tennessee this week. So he's on Tennessee, and we'll close out the show with our score predictions here on the Morning Rush. If you want to get yours in real quick, text them in 877-377-6963. Tommy, you're opening up the Hogs Illustrated over there. I want to say that I said 38-27 when I text Clay late last Saturday night.
It was late.
Okay.
It was late.
And
I was really surprised that you were still up, but I should have known better.
Well, you had Tennessee 51, Arkansas 21.
Is that what I did?
Yeah.
Maybe I had too many Michelob Ultras before I sent him that prediction. But I mean, I realistically thought I wasn't just blowing smoke last week. I thought they were going to go into College Station and win that football game. They didn't. I think that the prediction so far holds true, not just based off the loss-win record that you've had so far this season, but I just think, we said stuff about Kellen Mond last week. He's not going to be the guy that beats you, and I know we played really good, but Kellen Mond was not the real reason you lost on Saturday night. You just got pummeled at the line of scrimmage, and the offensive line made Kellen Mond, Smith, and Spiller a lot better than they actually are. Now, it's still a matter that you have to dig into, and Arkansas is still going to have to prevent Tennessee from doing the exact same thing. But even if Tennessee gets good offensive line play, I just don't know if Jerry Garantano is going to be the quarterback that wins the road game and rights the ship for this Volunteers program.
You got to tackle better. This is second time this year. Auburn for a half and a good chunk of the game last week. You tried to hit and not tackle. They got to get out of that. That hadn't been a habit for Arkansas. They got to quit trying to hit and start tackling fundamentally again. So I think they'll correct that this week, and they tackle and play better defense. I think they win the ball game this week.
Yeah, it's to tackle better, you got to get off blocks better, and that's what I'll be watching. And that goes hand in hand with getting off blocks, getting a little pressure on the quarterback, where he can't have a streak of 21 out of 24 completions, which is what Mond did. You have to get the quarterback to move off his spot a little bit, make him uncomfortable. And they had, while they're not getting a lot of sacks, they had gotten some pressure at times. Marshall, Nichols, and Dorian Gerald and Coates, those guys, and Eric Gregory, they've got to get to the quarterback a little bit. I think football is about who hits the quarterback and who protects their quarterback.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons Arkansas hasn't been caught up in a lot of targeting penalties, targeting reviews, is they fundamentally tackled well.
Correct.
And not tried to get the highlight hits, and that's the reason you haven't had a lot of these issues, and you've only had the one, and that was last week. So that's one thing I look for Barry Odom to probably have a handle on this week, and Arkansas to put themselves back in a winning way. So I think defensively they'll play better this week. I got Arkansas winning this football game 34-24.
What's the Tommy? But was there mostly Arkansas picks on that? Because we were talking.
There's only one.
Yeah, I think
person.
Matt Jones picked Tennessee. Everybody else picked Arkansas. I got Arkansas 31-21. I think after the game, you can quote me. Sam will say, "Play that damn jukebox."
Yeah, I think that is probably going to occur. Now, the question, though, Clay, as you make that statement, which I completely, wholeheartedly agree with, is what gets played. Do they mock Tennessee in some sort of way and play something Tennessee? That's the question mark that I think remains.
And here's the good thing. In a COVID world where the visiting band can't travel, we don't have to hear any of that Rocky Top in our own stadium this year.
An excellent point.
Probably waited way too late in the week to make that point. It just kind of came to me, but hey, the band won't be traveling. No Rocky Top for us this year, no matter what happens.
Hopefully fans will not be cheering heavily out of Knoxville, Nashville, Memphis, and other Tennessee heavily populated areas after the conclusion on the game on Saturday.
That's the worst, is when the visiting band comes in and you have to hear that noise.
Exactly.
In your own stadium.
Like Tommy said earlier, we are going to be having Arkansas game day tomorrow live at Randall for 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, starting at 1:30. Jenkins and Jenkins and Phil will have Hog reaction following the IMG postgame, both on the radio stations you're listening to, hitthatline.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and wherever you listen to our broadcast. Been a good, solid couple days of shows. We really appreciate y'all getting back into gear for the Tennessee Volunteers tomorrow night. For Tommy Kraft, Clay Henry, Matt Jenkins, I'm Ty Richardson. Hopefully the Hogs won't be sitting on their hands on Saturday night. I don't expect them to. I expect them to get a win, and we'll talk about it following the game and on Monday. Talk next week.
Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine and discover what it means to get more out of your day. Burton Pools and